Hello, I'm the 10-minute English teacher. Let's get you exam ready. Today, we're thinking about types of verbs. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are plenty of things on the channel to help you with your grammar. Okay, types of verbs. KS2 SATS Writing, let's think about what you're assessed for. Your teacher looks for evidence of a range of skills and a selection of pieces of writing that are completed in class independently by you. You will be awarded one of 3 grades, working towards expected standard, or greater depth. So let's think about verbs. Firstly, what is a verb? So here's a sentence. We've got Louis ate the sandwich greedily. And in that sentence, we've got a subject. That's Louis. This is a sentence about him. We've got a verb. That's the doing word, ate in this case. The object in this sentence is the sandwich. And we've also got an adverb. We wouldn't have to have that for the sentence to make sense and be a sentence in its own right. But we've got that is modifying the verb and telling us how the action is done. Louis ate the sandwich greedily. So our verb is the word ate, but we could use a synonym in its place. Here are a few examples. We've got scoffed, munched, consumed, ingested, devoured. The list goes on. And if you are doing a piece of writing, all you need to do is put a line through the verb if you want to change it for something slightly more ambitious. So there we go. We've got Louis devoured the sandwich greedily. In editing our work, we can choose more ambitious vocabulary. I've chosen a different verb that I prefer, and I've presented that in that way. This leads us to think about what modal verbs are. Here's a sentence that we have. Sarah will buy you a present. That would be lovely. And in this sentence, we do have a verb buy. She's going to buy you something if you're lucky. But we've also got Sarah will. The modal verb there, will, is telling us about the probability or certainty of something happening. And there are a number of other modal verbs that we can also use. We've got might, won't, may, shall, or could. So we know about modal verbs now and we understand what a verb is. That leads us to think about what a passive verb is. So what is a passive verb? Here's a sentence about this explorer. We've got Sir Arthur Longbottom climbed the mountain. I'm sure he had a great time doing so. In this sentence, we've got Arthur Longbottom, the subject, climbing the mountain. So Sir Arthur Longbottom climbed the mountain. This is an active sentence. If I change the order of the subject and the object in the sentence, we end up with this. The mountain was climbed by Sir Arthur Longbottom. And this sentence, the subject is not directly doing the thing. The mountain was climbed by Sir Arthur Longbottom. So climbed is now acting as a passive verb. And we can also call this a passive sentence. There are other types of verbs. But the last one we're going to think about today is the irregular verb. So here are some verbs in the present tense and the past tense. You might chew something, and if you have chewed it, in the past tense, it's been chewed. We've also got the verb whistle, as in to whistle. In some sentences, if you've got an actual thing, a whistle, the whistle would be a noun. But if we're thinking about the actual action of whistling, to whistle is in the present tense. In the past, we will have whistled. Irregular verbs are ones that don't follow the pattern, and the English language is full of them. So here are an example of a couple of irregular verbs. We've got run in the present tense, and we've got ran in the past tense. So if you've run somewhere, you will have ran a race. You haven't run the race, you ran the race. So that's an irregularity. It doesn't follow the patterns. And the same is the case with the verb see. I can see something is in the present, but if you saw something, you saw it. It wasn't seed by you. It was saw or see. I saw something or it's been seen. So that's an irregular verb because it doesn't follow the exact same patterns as most of the words. So we've had irregular verbs, and modal verbs. Let's think a little bit about them in this practice task. So question number 1, write the following active sentence as a passive sentence. Rhinoceros walked along the open plains. How can you change that into a passive sentence? Can you also write 3 passive sentences of your own? They are very creative in pieces of writing. Write this sentence again using a different modal verb. The rain may fall later this evening. And then after that, can you write 3 sentences of your own with modal verbs? Once you've done that, can you think of irregular verbs of your own and write a list of 10? Okay, check out the other videos on my channel. I'll continue to add content. Feel free to ask something you'd like to see me cover in my comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and keep revising.